Hey guys, it's Abby. I just wanted to share something that the Lord showed me yesterday, and I've kind of just been chewing on it since then. And I believe it's a word for the church. And so yesterday, the Lord showed me when Jesus called Lazarus out of the tomb, and he was still bound and wrapped up in bandages. And how Mary and Martha and some of the other people that were around unwrapped Lazarus. And I believe that the church needs to be like Mary and Martha and those that unwrapped Lazarus. And so I kind of was diving into the story and seeing like what happened. And the main thing that I got from it is that we have to have love and be willing. And so what I mean by that is in John 11, which is when that story takes place, in verse 39, in the Passion Translation, it says, when they're asking Jesus about Lazarus, they're saying his body is already decomposing. And to me, that was like showing how a lot of people are in the world, not physically necessarily, but spiritually and emotionally, like a lot of people are decomposing, like they're broken, they're hurting, they're dealing with all kinds of things. And so physically, of course, they're not decomposing, but spiritually and in other ways they are. And so in verse 40, it says, Jesus said, "Didn't I tell you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God?" And then after that was when Jesus called Lazarus out and he said, "Lazarus, come forth." And then he told the people to unwrap Lazarus out of his grave clothes. He referred to it as grave clothes. And to me, when you think about it, that is an act of love on the people, because it says that Lazarus was already decomposing. And so meaning that, in the natural, like not very many people would want to go and approach him and touch him, because it says that he probably didn't have a pleasant odor, he was decomposing. And so not many people would want to approach him and unwrap him, but they did. And it says he was bound as well. He was bound in the clothes. They were his grave clothes. And so, not many would want to touch him, but they did it out of obedience to what Jesus said and out of an act of love. Like, I really truly believe that that's an act of love. And, Jesus raised him from the dead. And so and then the people, he said, now unwrap him. And so to me, that shows that our job is, there are people out there that are hurting and that are broken, and that are, like I said, are decomposing, not physically, but maybe spiritually, mentally, emotionally. People are going through a lot of different things. And so we have to really just up our love and be able to say, even though, they're in this place, even though they're going through these things, even though they're decomposing, I'm going to go and help unwrap you and just show that love, meet them where they're at. As they're coming out, we have to not be afraid to meet people where they're at and to love them and to say, even though you're in this place, let's unwrap you. It says that he was bound. Let's help you, break out of what you're going through, break out of the grave clothes. And so I really just believe that that's, especially in this season, what we need to do. And, as things start going back to normal as well, is just to really love people and not be afraid to, approach them and just meet them where they're at, knowing that Jesus is faithful and that God is faithful to raise them. And we have to just be willing to love them and to unwrap them out of their grave clothes. And so that's what he showed me. And I pray that it blessed you, and I'll see you later.